Welcome back to the Titanium Hanger. This is Mike coming at you with the weekly news and review for August the 4th, 2024. Now, a lighter week this week because SDCC is where all the reveals happen, but some stuff kind of trickles through afterwards. We're going to talk about this, but of course, Masterpiece, Mainline, Legends, Transformers news. A little bit of stuff going on with the Super 7, and they got this cool looking clear figure. It's not cheap. And a handful of things to talk about on G.I. Joe that I haven't already covered in other videos, but I will just kind of recover some of this stuff. And then Neca putting out some pretty cool stuff. This is a pretty interesting line that they're putting out. We'll cover that real quick. And then more information about this and better pictures of this. Is it the snake lair? We'll be talking about this for the snake people. And then we've got some Star Wars. Actually, we do have Star Wars news and more coming up. All right, so what is new at Show Z Store? And the Magic Square Shadow Master Mirage repaint version. Now, this is, I don't know exactly about it, but I'm pretty sure this is just a little bit darker, deeper colors than the first one. It's going to look very similar to the first one. An excuse to reissue it, $40, and that is up for coming soon. So you can just buy it and they'll fill it as soon as they get to it. Now, I've got this version of Optimus Prime. It's the Magic Square MSO2 EX, and EX meaning that it's got like a well-painted version. I got mine a year ago. I think this is a restock of them, but they're $135. Still my favorite Optimus Prime in the Masterpiece scale if you want to get it. And the MP44 is good. This is a much better price, and I think it looks cleaner. And the Takara Masterpiece Shattered Glass version of Skyfire up for pre-order. I did pre-order this, by the way. I pre-ordered this one, $10 down, and should be shooting for a release late March of 2025. So we're going to start with some Transbots news. Now, this isn't the greatest picture in the world. It's a screenshot from a video while it's circling in a circle to show you 360. They did want to point out, though, that on this Blades figure, the propellers are positioned correctly as to the animation. And they made a point of that, but it does look pretty good. I don't have any problem with the way their figures look at all in either mode. It's the getting it there that's kind of a challenge with these combiners when it comes to them, but it's moving along pretty quick. So, well, I wouldn't say pretty quick, but it's moving along. And this is the defense where I'm in on this one. One of the things that's fun to cover. I do think MMC will be done first, but they're both great options. So Transbots is reissuing Boost and Hatch cartoon version, and they are due to be in stock in September of 2024, and they're made of ABS diecast. These are old figures, very old figures that are just getting reissued, and I'm pretty sure they're trying to capitalize before we ever hear Fans Toys say they're going to make one. But this is going to be a very good budget option for what it is. But yes, the molds are a little old, but if you're into them, then you might want to pick them up, and I'm pretty sure this will be a pretty decent price on them. But it doesn't say price. They're not up for pre-order at Show Z yet, so I don't have the up-to-date pricing on these. But this is like the third or fourth time these have been put out. And packaging for Ron and Ratliff. And so those are on the way too. So pretty good. They're moving some stuff along, and in a third-party Masterpiece Transformers world, it doesn't move that fast. So this is something interesting. This is the Touch Toys Y20C Trunks Potter. It's looks to be a pretty good-sized figure. It does look like it's got quite a bit of kibble in the bot mode, but it's very, very clean alt mode. So let's look at this super clean alt mode. I think that alt mode looks really nice, and yeah, that's a cool looking plane, and that's why the bot mode's got some kibble. So which mode do you think they gave priority to? Obviously that one. There's another one, and it's not showing the bot mode on it. It's called the Metal Souls Tiger Tank from Touch Toys, and so they're in the works on this. Pretty interesting. I'm kind of curious what the bot mode looks like, but it's not based on any actual Transformer characters. It's a deformation figure. It deformations instead of transforms. So this is an interesting picture of this strange Unix Square Combot. This is Optimus Prime that I don't think it transforms as much as it unplugs and plugs back in into the different mode. I believe that's how it works, but maybe it does transform. But this shows all of the components that it breaks into for the pulling apart and putting it back together into the truck mode. And there it is. That's interesting. I am curious about this. It'll be kind of interesting to see somebody do a review on one of these. I don't think I'm the person that's going to be in on this, but it'll be fun to see someone else talk about it. It's curious. I think this concept has something going for it in the future after they have done a few and revised it a bit. It could be pretty cool. All right, so looking at some Flame Toy stuff. We've seen some of this before. I'm trying not to rehash the same stuff, but this is more of what we saw last week, but better pictures, I think. Much better pictures. And this is Diatlas, looking pretty cool. Then we have a really good Starscream with wired cape and all that, but I think we've seen all this before also, but what a great pose, and looks fantastic. Then very stylized look of all of these figures, but the G1 Megatron looks pretty tame, so they've kind of brought it back in. He's still got that super hip thrust, but yeah, pelvic thrust. And we've got Megatron and Megatron. So this Beast Wars Megatron looks pretty cool, looks pretty good. And I haven't bought any of these just yet, but I still think some of the designs are quite interesting. These are very stylized, but when it comes to Beast Wars, I'm a lot more okay with it than, say, G1 stuff. This is the Animated Prime model kit. These are all model kits, I believe, but yeah, it looks pretty cool, pretty interesting. And this is really the only way to get it to match the animation so much. It is still a little bit on the deformed side, right? On the stylized. Bonsai Tron model kit. And this is definitely a different take on Bonsai Tron, but it still looks pretty cool and pretty interesting. And again, another one that's a little bit later in the run of G1, so the stylization, it's pretty welcome. Then there's Soundwave, and I'm sure we've seen this one several times already, but there's Soundwave again. And then here's a Hound, and I haven't seen a lot of Hound, but this, I think the last Hound I saw didn't even have color on it, but there it is, and it looks pretty good overall. All right, so let's get into some Legends news. Now, this is the MPH studio, and they're working with someone else. So I think this is a collaboration, Galaxy Toys collaboration, but anyhow, I'm actually thinking this Megatron is closer to Legend scale than what MPH was doing, and I feel the same way. Well, we'll see that here in a little bit, but I think it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. And then there's a Megatron. There is a Prowl that they're making, and I want to showcase that these are Legend scale, but I do believe that's die-cast. I mean, the only reason to show the picture this way, where you see the silver, that's gotta be die-cast, and they're just showcasing it. That's pretty interesting to get into the Legends game. And I know New Age has some die-cast for the most part, but just I think it's impressive. Same thing with kind of showing this off. Now, I'm not 100% sure about this, but I do think that they're trying to showcase the die-cast in these also. And yeah, with that, pretty cool looking overall. There's the Prime of theirs, but I don't think these are going to be the 2-inch anymore. I think these are going to be almost 4-inch and playing in that whole Legends field. And I hope the price is still reasonable. Here's Megatron's alt mode, and of course, he does not turn into a tank. Surprise! He doesn't turn into a tank. I hope that does not upset anybody, but there's the gun mode. And here he is with all of his accessories, doing the old G1 thing. Looks pretty good. Do I think it looks better than Magic Square? I'll wait till it's finished, and I'll probably give it a shot and buy one. But I'm definitely already pre-ordered on their, I want to call it Sheridan, but it's Warpath. Their Warpath, and look at all the die-cast on that Warpath. Just awesome. Alright, so we've got this Transformers 1 Brave Command Optimus Prime up for the pre-orders. $80. So that's kind of it's a bit on the steep side for this thing, but if you're interested in picking this guy up, then there he is. It's going to be due out in December of this year. Here is the alt mode to check out. If it's something that you're interested in, then yeah, you can get it all at various places that we normally pre-order this kind of stuff from, but $80. I do want to go over some of these features because it's so expensive. 11.81 inches tall, so I guess it's because it's a 12-inch figure made of plastic based on Transformers 1, the movie, fully articulated, converts from robot to Cybertronian truck, includes the Prime figure alternate unmasked face, Energy Axe 2, energy cannons, matrix, and instruction manual. And for a second I thought these pictures were blurry because of me, but this is just how they're coming from Takara Tomy 40th anniversary TF40A Leo Convoy. Is it Leo? No, it's Leo Convoy. And this is basically a repaint, but it says there's new tooling in this figure, and this is not Masterpiece. This is just their repaint, but yet retooling of it. So looks pretty cool, looks pretty interesting, and I believe this is like, was it Earthrise or Kingdom? Was it Kingdom that it came out originally? But over here in the US, and then now this is the Takara Japanese release. So there's information on the Transformers 1 runtime in Australia and rating reveal. I thought they meant ratings as in, like, did it get plus or minus or 2 thumbs up, or no, it's rated PG. So I was thinking we're going to get like Nielsen ratings, but we didn't get that. Anyway, runtime 104 minutes, so an hour and 44 minutes, including credits. And yeah, it is targeting kids. It really is. And let's just hope the kids like it and enjoy it. And, you know, I believe anyone that really likes Transformers can watch it and get some joy out of it. So it looks like there was a panel of questioning for Chris Hemsworth and Lorenzo Di Bonaventura for the G.I. Joe Transformers live action movie. It was kind of interesting. Basically, Hemsworth was saying he doesn't know if he's going to be in the live action movie. I thought he was in the live action movie, but anyway, they were having some conversations about trying to keep the Transformer crossover movie as few characters as possible, and then the Di Bonaventura admitted that he feels like Transformers 1 is going to do better because there's no human characters in it. So that's interesting there, that they're extracting human characters for the cartoon version. And then he was asked if the G.I. Joe will ever have standalone, and they said it's complicated, so they haven't really committed to that just yet. And really, Transformers is going to be propping up the G.I. Joe, even though the G.I. Joe collectors always come out for the products. Why can't the movie stand on its own if you just really treat the property properly? Anyway, interesting stuff there, but not really too much to go into too deep. But looks like the Joe movie's still happening. Looks like we moved through the Transformers stuff pretty quick. There was not very much this week that was new or updated or any of that kind of stuff. But we do have some G.I. Joe stuff to talk about. So I guess a good transition to go from Transformers to Joe. And with this, we have Amazon has this version of Storm Shadow up for pre-order. I didn't see it anywhere else. I'm assuming it's an exclusive to Amazon, but because I didn't see it anywhere else. But I didn't read that it was the Amazon exclusive, or maybe I did and just forgot it. But that's up for pre-order, $25. Then the story I'm hearing about this, and I'm just going to repeat it. I've said it in a couple of videos, but since the 5th is coming up pretty soon, it's going to be on the 5th. What does that make it? Monday? Monday at like 5 p.m. or something? This should go for pre-order, and this is going to be, I think, a really fast sellout. Like, super fast. So I'm going to be honest, the second it pops up, myself, already logged in, mess with the CAPTCHAs, and go after it. But it's another one of those things I think is going to be a real challenge to get. Now, this is something that I saw, but I didn't capture the picture, so I didn't talk about it over this past week or any SDCC coverage. But looks like, and a lot of people are thinking this, that there's going to be G.I. Joe classified Fatal Fluffies. Is that a thing that's going to be done? Or is everybody wrong on this one? This teaser that they're putting out, and they show the feet, and that looks pretty interesting. And yeah, I think they are. I think they're going to go that route. Or a Wampa that just wandered into Joe. So I want to show this. This is BBTS, and I'm a little disappointed in them because some of these items that were sold for SDCC Super 7 and up on the Super 7 site, and then they sold out. Now they're back up on Super 7 site. But BBTS is charging, instead of $55 for the Sheila the Thief, $100, and instead of the Cobra Mortal, $75 instead of $55, and then Zartan $75 instead of $55. So they're jacking the prices up. Now I just checked Zartan on Entertainment Earth. Zartan's got it on Entertainment Earth, 55. So why is BBTS jacking the prices up? It kind of bothers me because I want to stay at the one place, but they jacked the price up, so you got to go through somewhere else to get these. Kind of frustrating, but they're available at other places right now. So speaking of Super 7 product, this is not Ultimates, it's bigger. It's what they call their Super Cyborg translucent creature from the Black Lagoon Universal Monsters, and you get to see the insides and all that kind of stuff. It is $125, and it says available at Walmart.com. If you're into this, I mean, good luck at the Walmart.com, but very challenging to get your stuff from Walmart these days. But $125 if you're in on it. So we got a little bit more information about this snake lair. It's crowdfund. We've got new pictures to go with it, and it does look pretty good. But there's a survey up, and the campaign's supposed to be launching on August 12th. Mattel Creations, and one of the questions was, if it's $300, would you back it right now, or right away, or something along those lines? So it's kind of making me think it's going to be $300. This is about 2/3 the size of Eternia, but it's a little bit challenging because of the fact that Eternia it's so spread out, and it's 3 towers. This has some similarities to it, but it's significantly larger than Snake Mountain or Castle Grayskull. But it is not quite up to the size of Eternia. But $300 seems to be right on point this day and age with this kind of an item. I would have liked it a little cheaper than that, which I said that in my survey. If you had made it a little smaller and could have done 200 or something, that would have been nice. But anyhow, it is a cool looking playset, way better than I thought it would be. I did not vote for this either, by the way. I want to put that out there. I did not vote for this. I would have rather seen the Land Ram or something along those lines. But with this, it looks cool, and I would probably back it at $300. Now, if it was like $500, it would have been a heck no. And BBTS should be getting in these Origin Snakemen, Lord Grasp, and Terror figures. Now, I did pre-order those from Walmart, which I hate. And if I would have known we could get them with BBTS, I would have waited for BBTS. So it's more challenges there. And yes, I am upset that BBTS is gouging on Super 7 stuff. But on the other hand, I would much rather order from them than Walmart. So it's kind of the who's better, who's the least of the issues. I don't know. BBTS is great 90% of the time, except for when their pricing's a little bit out there. But anyhow, better options to get this if you're interested. So I've had a series of oddball videos this past week, just kind of cleaning up some stuff that's been going on. And I did already make a video about this. I'm not going to be in this too long. But the original Sewer Lair is going to get a reissue from Playmates. And I already gave all my thoughts on it, but people are pushing back. They're saying that they really want an $80 Sewer Lair, even though you can get, there's like 200 of them on eBay right now. Well, not all complete though, but there's a lot of them. You can get for $100, you can get it about 80-90% complete for about $100 right now to get a used one. But people are saying, but you get brand new plastic and all that. But I truthfully believe that they don't have the molds anymore for this. And the reason for that is because they've never reissued it. And if they've never reissued it, they're going to have to start from scratch. If they start from scratch, then it might not be exactly the same. So why would they make it exactly one-to-one the same if they're starting from scratch? I would actually like to see something else extra added into it. But anyway, pretty cool. Expecting probably an $80 price point like the Technodrome. The Mutant module, same story, except it is far more rare. And yes, you can get like a shell for $30 or $40, but the parts on this are just small, get lost real easy, hard to get. I've got mine almost complete. I'll be doing a review on that one pretty soon because it's really exciting news that they're going to put the Mutant module out. And I really think the Mutant module would fit well in other toy lines too. And then the classic mutants, the Scale, Tail, Anthrax, and Worm are coming out. And I actually saw in person the new 4 turtles that are sort of like Origins turtles. I saw them at a toy shop today. And that, of course, our Walmart, as soon as they were put out, they were all gone. And so another Walmart doesn't ever get it. And another Walmart doesn't really get toys. So with all of that, just going to be a nice little road trip. Maybe I'll get it in a small town or something on a road trip. And that's usually how those things kind of go. All right, just in time for the holidays, which I don't know if this will make it by the holidays, but new assortment of 6-inch scale Toonie Classics figures, now available for pre-order. Neca has updated with photos and details of their Home Alone Toonie Classics figures. Included are Kevin McAllister, Old Man Marley, Marv, and Harry, and these are expected to ship out in November. See additional, so just in time for the holidays. Yeah, it should ship out. The thing about this is that these are more or less statues. Maybe the arms move or something, but this is $13 figures, and I just don't think that if they were to make all this in Ultimates and charge $35, $40 a figure, I don't think it would sell well. So this is their way of testing, in my opinion, testing to see what's all out there and who's really interested in this. Then they might do more, but I think people that get this, they get their fill. That's all they need, because I don't think there's a huge audience of people that really want this in expensive Ultimates premium figures. Just looking a little deeper, they all have 5 points of articulation. So the absolute bare minimum of articulation, 5 points. Well, I guess this leads us into the only thing left is Star Wars. That's kind of early in the day here. Okay, so these are the Is it Jazzwares that makes these? The Fang Fighter Ghost Secret Mission and TIE Fighter Armada Edition. These are smaller ones. I saw one today. I don't think it was the Ghost, and I certainly was not the Ghost with 2 of those Y-Wings with it, but it was impressive. What I saw today was huge. I was like, wow, that thing is huge. And they're making some big vehicles, so they scale well together. In the TIE Fighter itself is probably not really very big, and some of these aren't really all that big, but then when they make the big vehicles and the AT-ATs and all that kind of stuff, then those are much bigger, and they're a lot more impressive. These are the Micro Galaxy Squadrons, and they are up for, I think they're up for order at Amazon right now, or find them at Target. I saw them at Target. Alright, so D23 is next weekend, and one of the exclusives on hand will be an all-new Starspeeder 3000, packaged with R2-D2 and the RX-24. This will set attendees back $300. Anything left after the show will be available online. You can check out the full schedule of events right there. But I guess you buy this at the Disney World when you go, right? And it says D23, whatever that is. All right, so R5 Zomb, Star Wars droid, the Halloween droid with a bite taken out of its head, and it's $15 at the Disney store. I haven't bought anything at Disney store in years. It's been years since I bought anything there. I think it might have been a Sandcrawler I bought there last, but anyhow, if you're into this, that's where you got to get it. If you're anything like me and you've been collecting the vintage collection since the beginning, and I'm just confused, I don't even know what I've got and what I'm missing, and I definitely am not going to be a completist on it at all at 300 figures, but I will point this out. There is Jedi Temple Archive. They have this. This is a really cool resource that shows all of the stuff that's been made. So you got the list there. I mean, up to 350. So that's pretty cool that they've taken the time to do all that. And I think most of it has pictures, so you get the idea. Shows variations. There's like 4, 6 variations of one figure and all that. I definitely am not a completist on this, but it's fun to see what's out there, what I'm missing, and to kind of get an idea of what's going on. But then I think they even show the reissues and the differences between the reissues. But this might be a helpful tool if you're wanting to get your vintage collection on track, or see if you're complete or how complete you are. Good luck on Salacious Crumb and the Mouse Droid. Yeah, you're going to need it. Alright, so far we've got some information about PulseCon. It will be on Friday, Friday the 13th. You can have your PulseCon. That's cool. But yeah, the PulseCon, there's one exclusive that I know of so far, but it's not Star Wars. It's G.I. Joe, but this is in the Star Wars section for the PulseCon, so I'm going to throw the Joe in there. Breaking all the rules today, well, there's not a lot of news, so we can mix and match and have some fun with it. But Starduster for G.I. Joe, pretty cool figure overall. And it's funny, too, because I just picked up a Starduster, and I got a good deal on a Starduster, so for that, I'm like, and then they reveal it, like, hey, that's what's coming. But there'll be probably Star Wars reveals and stuff. But I haven't pre-ordered anything except for the Destroyer droid. I already got that in. Now, finally, talk about the media. I don't know anything about Acolyte other than what people tell me, and maybe there's be some way I watch it, or maybe we do 1 month of it and we binge it. I don't know. Is it worth binging? But this looks interesting. It's called Skeleton Crew, and they had completed filming in January of 2023, and of course there's post-production, which is probably a month or two post-production. But they've got this new show going to Disney Plus soon, and this is the first picture we've seen of it. And it's really weird because they said it's been shelved in the vault all this time for over a year now, just sitting there waiting. And it's one of Bob Iger's plan or something along those lines, is what they were saying. But it will be interesting to see this. This is one of those that's I don't know anything about the plot, but Skeleton Crew, that's pretty interesting. There's just a few people in the ship and what's going to be happening, and then, of course, their adventures. And I'll be watching from your point of view because I'll just hear what everyone else says about it. But is anyone excited for this? If you made it to the end, there's this. This is the player 2 of Kin. It's a Kin player 2. This isn't Ryu. This is Jada Toys, and it's Entertainment Earth exclusive if you're into the Street Fighter stuff. So if you made it to the end, you get to see this. But what else is cool that's out there that I'm missing? Because I feel like I might be missing a lot. Or there just really wasn't much news this week because SDCC is where everybody put their emphasis the week before, and they're taking a week off. Let me know in the comments below, like and subscribe. Tell your hanger out.